So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to do an inverted butterfly on the pole. There's sort of a few moves that you should have checked off before. So a few prerequisite moves. So first you should have a solid invert. So you should be able to lift upside down. If your legs are bent, that's totally fine, but not using any momentum or kick. So a solid basic invert. Okay, so it's one of the prereq moves. You should also be able to do an inverted crucifix. This is sort of like our safety move once we start getting upside down. And we kind of pass through it quickly to get into a butterfly, at least using the first way you learn. So an inverted crucifix is kind of like an upside down climb. So you're kind of like sandwiching the pole with soft knees a little bit, kind of in this position. So I'll go into it from an invert. So I'm going to bring my ankle pocket to one side, other foot to the other side. As I scooch my hands out of the way, my knees grab. So this is an inverted crucifix. You should be able to hold it without using your arms. The last thing that you should be able to do is some sort of 2-point hold. So we have lots of 2-point holds. So for the butterfly, we're going to be using, at least the way that I'm going to show, is a true grip. So a true grip you can work on eventually in an Aisha, so that would be upside down without your legs on the pole. The butterfly is sort of the precursor to that. So make sure you practice it right side up first. So one hand high, bottom hand low. So you're going to be pulling with your top arm and you're pushing with your bottom arm. And you want that push-pull to be equal. So like, if you're getting a sharp pain in your bottom forearm, that probably means your top arm is not pulling enough. And so your bottom arm is taking too much weight, for example. So just practicing something like this or warming it up. So when we take this upside down, your bottom arm is still the pushing arm. That arm you should be using a trigger finger. So whichever hand is lower, make sure you're using your trigger finger to push. That'll help you stabilize. Okay, so I'm gonna get into butterfly. From invert, I'm gonna wrap my legs kind of like getting ready for a crucifix, but then I'm gonna do something different. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap my legs so I'm stable. Make sure you get your ankle pocket on the pole. Now my outside hand is going to stay where it is. My inside hand is going to reach down. Okay, so make sure you're comfortable taking that arm off. From there, I actually need to rotate. So I need to rotate here. Okay, so go ahead and I want to show that from another angle. So that rotation is key, and if you've never done it before, it's going to feel really weird. You should have somebody spawning you or crash mat if you've never done this before. Okay, so I'll start from here, tend to rotate a little bit in this one. Okay, so top hand stays, bottom arm moves, and now I'm going to bring my torso off the pole. Okay, so I went from having waist contact to sliding around and not having that waist contact. So from there, you can see if you can bring a leg off. You can also work on straightening your legs or something like that. Now, a couple things. So I think some people kind of have a misconception that your leg on the pole is taking a lot of weight in your butterfly. It really shouldn't be taking any weight. It's kind of there to help you learn how to balance while you're upside down before you're ready to balance a full Aisha. So really it should not be taking weight. The other thing is I see all types of crazy things with alignment. So you should be using this position, like I said, to train eventually for Aisha and to learn how to find that alignment. So, so just right side up. So your arms are here, your shoulders are square. So a lot of times I see students who are new to it having their shoulders a little bit off. So this is where, you know, if you have somebody with you who can kind of tell you how it looks, or, you know, if you film yourself, you could maybe watch yourself in a mirror. But it is a good idea to somehow check in with that alignment and make sure you're here. I like to cue students with glue your ear to your bottom arm. So this would be my bottom arm if I was upside down. Because a lot of times I think, you know, if you're trying to like watch your legs maybe or something like that, if you bring your head away from your arm, see how it moves my shoulders. So it's really important that we're here. So my joints are stacked. This is good alignment. It'll feel strong when I'm ready to take my legs completely off. The other thing that I see a lot is some misalignment with hips. So same thing, so in this position you can see my hips are also square. So you know, if you're hiking your hip or anything like that, it'll throw you off a little bit. If you're going for, you know, like your split in your butterfly, you know, you can back bend a little bit if you want, because for most of us that'll help us make our split line a little bit better. But I don't recommend that at first, not when you're getting comfortable with the move. So any sort of back bend is going to be harder to hold than if you keep your core engaged and try to keep your hips square. So just be aware of that. Try not to twist. So try not to do a super open split. Try to do square split when you're ready to do that position. Okay, well I hope that gets you started on your butterfly journey.